A tsunami warning was issued after a 7.5 magnitude earthquake occurred off the Alaskan peninsula. A reported 7.5 magnitude earthquake which occurred off the Alaskan peninsula today has prompted the release of tsunami warnings for a vast amount of communities in the state. The size of the earthquake was originally reported to have been at a magnitude of 7.4, but it has been revised to 7.5. Officials released the tsunami warnings in an attempt to ensure that public safety was guaranteed. Officials have also been urging residents in the coastal areas to move inland to higher ground. Some schools in the areas have also been evacuating to higher grounds. A tsunami is a series of waves in a water body that is caused by the displacement of a large volume of water. This normally occurs in an ocean or a large lake. Normally, this displacement is caused by earthquakes or underwater landslides. Tsunamis can also be caused by volcanic eruptions or even asteroids. The Tsunami Warning Center has stated that the tsunami warning was issued following the earthquake which occurred off Sand Point in Alaska. According to the National Tsunami Warning Center in Alaska, the tsunami warning was in effect for roughly 950 miles, from 40 miles southeast of Homer to Unipac Pass, and about 80 miles to the northeast of Unalaska. According to the Earthquake Center in Alaska, the earthquake was widely felt in communities along the southern coast, which includes Sand Point, Chignik, Unalaska, and the Kenai Peninsula. It has also been mentioned that a magnitude 5.2 aftershock was reported 11 minutes later, and this aftershock was centered in the same areas. According to eyewitnesses, it was a pretty good shaker, but they're doing okay. The eyewitness also mentioned that all of their guests were accounted for. There was also mention that the water was shaking and shimmering during the earthquake. There was also a truck that was swaying at the same time. The eyewitness did not take any photos or video record of the incident. It just happened all of a sudden. Another person has stated that she felt some shaking, but it was not strong. Her colleague, however, did not feel the earthquake at all. Officials in Unalaska sent out a message stating that the city is just outside the warning zone and they are not ordering any evacuations at the moment. In Unalaska, public safety officials stated that they had sent out a release stating that they would be conducting tests of the community's tsunami warning sirens. According to official reports, the tsunami sent 2 waves, each measuring 130 centimeters, or approximately 4 feet and 3 inches high. Observers on shore reported that the waves appeared to be 1.5 feet or 45.7 centimeters high, and the additional wave was 2 feet or 61 centimeters over high tide. According to the center that monitors the harbors in a 500-mile area along the Alaskan coastline, tsunami advisories that are issued for parts of Alaska and the state of Hawaii following the earthquake were cancelled later into Monday night. Earlier, however, the area in Alaska that had been subject to the warning and advisory was pretty remote. For other U.S. and Canadian Pacific coasts in North America, there is currently no tsunami threat. The earthquake's epicenter was recorded less than 60 miles from Sand Point, close to the Aleutian Peninsula in the southwestern part of the state. According to some eyewitnesses, they felt it, and it was a big earthquake. Some persons were also expecting that they would feel another earthquake in the next 30 minutes, because they are stating that they are located on a fault line. The eyewitness said that they grew up in the vicinity and earthquakes are normal. Some person mentioned that they got nervous and immediately convinced their family to move to higher ground to ensure their safety. Reports also came in that there was several aftershocks, which included one with a magnitude of 5.9 and an additional one with a magnitude of 5.8. And these two aftershocks struck in 1 hour after the first 7.5 magnitude earthquake. Magnitude of an earthquake directly impacts the tsunami that it may or may not create. Earthquakes with magnitudes below 6.5 are very unlikely to trigger or cause a tsunami. Earthquakes between the magnitude of 6.5 and 7.5 usually does not produce destructive tsunamis, but any small sea level changes can be observed in the vicinity of the epicenter. So whilst earthquakes between the magnitude of 6.5 and 7.5 normally does not produce any damaging or casualty-related tsunamis, it is also rare for this magnitude range to cause destructive tsunamis, but tsunamis may occur as a result of the secondary effects of the earthquake. So, tsunamis may occur as a result of landslides or submarine slumps that occur from the earthquake of a magnitude of 6.5 and 7.5. For earthquakes that have magnitudes between 7.6 and 7.8, they might produce destructive tsunamis closer to the epicenter of the earthquake. At greater distances, you may observe small sea level changes. Tsunamis capable of producing great damage at great distances are rare in this magnitude range, but tsunamis should be expected and the necessary precautions should be taken as well. For earthquakes of magnitude 7.9 and greater, destructive local tsunamis are possible near the epicenter, and significant sea level changes and damage might occur in a broader region. It should be noted that with a magnitude of 9.0 earthquake, there is a possibility of an aftershock of a 7.5 or greater. Therefore, you should look out for the possibility of a destructive tsunami. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the tsunami warnings that were previously issued for Alaska and some communities along coastlines. What do you also think about the 7.5 earthquake that occurred to trigger these warnings? And also, what are your opinions on the aftershock? Of course, remember, this year is a year of disaster. However, disasters happen all the time. Just be prepared and ensure that your family and yourself remain safe. Thanks for watching, and of course, ensure that you are well apprised of what tsunamis are and the destructive impacts of these natural disasters. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.